Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Carolina Panthers taking on the Denver Broncos.
Well, it is just the perfect time of year for a trip to the Carolinas, and that's where we find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerge from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback. Back in the NFL for the first time since 2016, it's Colin Kaepernick.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Kaepernick now on first down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Shaq Thompson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. So now here are the Panthers with excellent field position to start off. And it is Teddy Bridgewater leading the way in his 7th season out of Louisville.
Just 4 weeks left in the regular season, and he has to be firmly in the driver's seat for the MVP award.
Yeah, as the month of December wears on, we'll see how this all shakes out, and the debate will certainly heat up. But he's done everything they've asked of him.
Wouldn't you love to be in his head right now, though, to see what he's thinking, how much this is affecting him? Is he thinking about it at all? Are his teammates talking to him about it? He's dealing with a little bit of pressure, though, even though he's right now the #1 guy.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
10 at the 20-yard line.
Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Flush to his right. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos, and they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now
and
they have
out.
that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Brought down by Shaq.
That result really no surprise. It's what we're coming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Does this bring back a few memories? Maybe the 85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the late 60s, early 70s Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings? Hard to move the ball against those types of teams.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
1st down.
Now Gordon on 1st down. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
He's tackled at the...
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
A pass there complete to Sutton. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Complete to Cortland Sutton. A gain of 8 yards. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run. Here's Gordon. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Christian McCaffrey playing against the Broncos here, and McCaffrey from the Denver area played his high school ball in Highlands Ranch south of downtown. And, of course, Father Ed, a longtime receiver, a very good one for the Broncos, played with them from 1995 until 2003. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Bridgewater able to get this to Thomas, his tight end, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. McCaffrey following the penalty. Room here to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
And there's Christian McCaffrey with another run CMC as he's known in the Carolina area. Easily the most productive running back in the league last season. 2,392 yards from scrimmage. He's just so dangerous every time he gets the football. Whether you hand it to him, throw it to him out of the backfield, just imagine if they had the guts to let him return kicks as well. This guy is a true triple threat.
2nd and 9.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Jay Moore.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
19 yards.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They'll run on 1st down. It's Gordon. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
45-yard.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
The score, Panthers 10, Broncos nothing.
On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. He's got a man, and that's Alex Erickson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Broncos on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Christian McCaffrey, the ball carrier.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The tackle made.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd and 11 now, Bridgewater. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. They'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 45-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
At the 45-yard line.
Things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders in the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
3rd and short yardage. Bridgewater escaping the pressure right. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
He's brought down by Shaq Thompson. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd.
Kaepernick to throw on 2nd down.
32-yard line.
He'll get this complete to Erickson. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
First down, Broncos.
So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one out for a really good strike.
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 22 yards there, a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the...
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos draw a bit closer.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
McManus's point after is good, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And no return from Cooper. Out it'll go to the 25. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was taken down.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3-3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll run for it with Davis. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And some room to work. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And no return for Erickson out to the 25-yard line. Now Colin Kaepernick and the offense heading back out onto the field. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass, no interceptions for him personally to this point. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Kaepernick. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Denver.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Right at midfield.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a dump off here complete. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down. The Broncos in the hurry-up trying to get to their positions and get set quickly. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
First down, Broncos.
On first down, Kaepernick sets up the screen to Gordon. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Throwing is Kaepernick on third down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
And McManus able to put it through. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And with the day he's having as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah.
And
you know how superstitious these guys can be.
There's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, right. It's working.
Bridgewater's
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, Bridgewater. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Panthers first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
It leads to
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. That's to McCaffrey, complete. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
brings up 3rd and
Final play and a half. Bridgewater eluding the pressure right. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 28. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. Tom Brady has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Kyler Murray has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. In that matchup, all even in their battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. In our game, it's Teddy Bridgewater with a standout first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. On 2nd and 7, Bridgewater. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
The 42-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now left side on the swing pass. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
Complete.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 30. 7 yards there and a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Tackled at the 27-yard line.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Bridgewater getting this complete to McCaffrey. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. Call it a gain of 5, and they're going to have a third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 12-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Christian McCaffrey.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Mike Davis, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no return for Erickson. Out to the 25-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Boy, how good has his defense been seemingly all game long.
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, they just can't get off the ground. And that play, they wound up losing yardage. We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Brings up second.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target, and now it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
At the 44-yard line.
Oh, on the defensive side, that is so deflating.
Not only is it deflating, they've got to look in each other's eyes on that side of the ball and take each other's measure. You've got them backed up, perfect situation, and what they said to you on the other side is, we don't think you can stop us. Went ahead and got it in that position. That should never happen.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
1st and 10.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And Bridgewater able to get this complete to Anderson. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
First and 10.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion, but this time the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Second and 10 now, third quarter from Charlotte. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. That's caught. It's Thomas. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, makes it tough to defend.
And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore.
Touchdown.
DJ Moore hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21.
Joey Sly to kick off for Carolina.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And no return for Erickson. Out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm?
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Yetur Gross-Matos. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Kaepernick now on 1st down. A pass for Sutton is intercepted.
Here we go.
He's picked off at his own 46. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
And he He's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. He'll fire one downfield, and that's caught inside the 30.
Kaepernick.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And that one results in 35 yards.
Broncos.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. This is the tight end fan. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Kaepernick's pass.
Noah Fant with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
15 yards on the play, 1st down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on 1st. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Christian McCaffrey on
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he fires one incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual
I know.
for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And out of bounds right around the 20.
Davis.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
First and 10.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Bridgewater now. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Not much there, only a yard.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Makes the score.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Broncos take over first and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
To Alex Erickson.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
He's got this complete to Hamilton.
Kaepernick's pass.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
It's a gain of 6.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Well, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And coming out now, the Broncos. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. A throw taken in by Hamilton. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brings up.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a dump off here complete. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Brian Burns in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. Kaepernick going to throw. And that is incomplete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts, and in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
At the 41-yard line.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
McCaffrey on the handoff.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. And they have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards.
6-yard line.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Panthers, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Denver, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.